Yeah, give me a second. I'm reloading my.
No, I have no
dashboard.
seconds. Mew, what are you doing? That's not an angry face. What face are you going for right now?
I'm just doing faces at this point.
That's my I'm going to make my face somehow really long face.
Hey Mew, why the long
Yeah.
face?
Oh, he got you. Oh, he got you with a joke. He threw a joke over at you.
Oh, I'm hearing noises. What's going on over there?
We're doing a show. It involves
Yes.
speaking.
Yeah, we're talking to you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is that what's going on? Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
It's a
Yeah.
podcast.
Glad you told me.
As the
Glad you
kids
told me.
call it these days.
Man, I think my computer's super bogged down. It's getting close to. I probably need to wipe this thing really soon.
Let's do a pod. Yeah.
We're gonna do
Only if we fade.
We already did that. We're back this week.
Oh, right.
This
Okay.
is post-fade Azeroth Roundtable.
Okay, so now, Mew, are you ready?
Sure.
John, are you ready? Welcome to Azeroth Roundtable, episode 308. We're back. We're here. We are gonna talk some WoW. I'm Ben Bumhofer, and with me, as always, is John Jagger. How's it going, John Jagger?
Oh, Ben, I'm back. It started early because I was so excited to be back. Also because I wanted to see how quickly and easily I could transition from the angry look I was giving you to the happy, excited look I'm giving you now. Hi, everybody. It's great to be here. I'm John. That's Ben. It's Friday night in Azeroth. We're going to talk about World of Warcraft, I think. And we brought a guest. We brought Mew.
Greetings, gamers.
You gotta match my excitement level, man. You gotta bring it up to here. I set the bar
Greetings,
high.
gamers.
There it is.
Yes. Yes. Okay, we are now all carnival barkers. Come one, come all to Azeroth Roundtable where you can sit down and talk.
Ben, if this sort of excitement and enunciation and vocal fry works for YouTubers, it'll work for me.
Like and subscribe.
Anyways, hey Mew, welcome to the show.
Hello. It's been a little while. I think
Yes, it has.
not quite a year. So we're doing a little better than last time.
Ah, dang it. We had to wait that whole year. Never mind.
Yeah.
Kick them off. We'll start over.
Okay. Well, that's nice talking to you. Good night.
Yeah. But anyways, welcome back to the show. We're always happy to talk to you, believe it or not.
Yes.
One of us more than the other. I'll let you guess who.
Is it John?
Maybe.
I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, I don't think it's John. Don't think so. Then anyways, so you know about this. Our listeners know about this, but I want you to know about this because it is something that really excited me in WoW the last 2 weeks ago in raid. I got a drop from a raid boss that I just have to tell you about. We don't have to spend any time on it whatsoever, other than just me telling you.
Okay.
I now have a crown in game.
Yeah. Yes.
A crown, huh?
It's the actual loot. It's my Azerite headpiece. It's a crown. And it's got a 20-hour cooldown where if you right-click it, you pry a gem off, and it does something.
Something cool.
Does it give you a gem?
kinda-
What does it do?
Yeah, you get the gem, and then you get it for till 20 hours is up or something like that, and it's a reusable item. And it can either give you food and water, and get your health and mana back. It can buff you. It can make you go faster. It just depends on what you randomly pull off the crown.
Yep.
Why is it 20 hours? Did Blizzard just say, and the other 4 are for forced sleeping?
That's what it is probably.
It's because it's a problem that was plaguing MMOs a long time ago where they tried to make things daily, so they made it exactly 24 hours.
Right.
Well, you're not going to hit it at that 24 hours, so it's going to be, I hit it at 10 p.m. Okay, I hit it at 10:05. I hit it at 10:30 this time.
Right.
I hit it at 11. I hit it at 12. Well, I'm going to go to bed before I can hit it next time, so I'm going to miss a whole day. So games started doing it about 20, 18 hours, so that way it's still daily, but, it doesn't punish you, essentially, which is kind of cool.
Mew, that was insightful and informative, and I learned something. And that's great. But now that I know it, I think people should be punished. If it ends at 10 p.m., it should be 10 p.m. the next day. And if you waited 10 minutes, then that's on you for losing those 10 minutes.
It's time
my
to, almost time. Almost time to use the crown. Almost time to use the crown. Okay, hit it. Yay!
Hit it! Oh, it's off by 30 seconds.
Oh no.
We're months away from this going belly up.
I don't know. I mean, I find it odd that it is 20 hours, but I find it even more odd that it would be 24, but whatever. The thing is the first time I used it was at the end of raid, so like 11 o'clock at night, I'm like, oh, this is cool. And then the next day I log in at 7, I'm like, I can't do shit.
So, wait a minute. Does the gem get consumed on use, or do you have
No.
the gem
No,
for
it-
the
it-
20...
For 20 hours.
For 20...
Then,
It's
then
what-
it disappears.
It's what toys should be.
Yeah, that's why I'm confused. Because Blizzard
Yeah.
has not exhibited this sort of knowledge and forward thinking in the past when it comes to things you right-click.
Well, apparently
Yeah.
it's a different team.
It's a very small cooldown on the gem though, which is actually a plus.
And it also depends on the gem, because, for example, one of the gems is essentially a free health potion.
Yeah,
And so
okay.
it has health potions cooldowns.
All right.
I totally used my gem during raid on Wednesday.
As did I. I used because I happened to have it as the health potion one, so it actually came in handy because I didn't have health potions on me. So I was like, hey, I have a free one. Cool.
Does the crown eventually run out of gems?
Somehow it replenishes them, and I'm not going to question.
Okay.
Azurite.
Oh,
Yes.
right.
Totally. That's right.
The Force.
Midichlorians.
Yeah, it was the Force in Legion. It's Metachlorians in Battle for Azeroth.
Oh man, that's actually really kind of sad. I don't want to do that anymore. And it turns out Khadgar is actually Jar Jar the entire time. Oh,
Oh.
Poor Khadgar. You know what? Let's talk about Khadgar for a second.
do
Because
you mean Khadgar?
I thought about this the other day, and this was really weird. Remember back when we saw Khadgar had shaved his beard and given himself kind of a crew cut, and everyone all over the world was like, something's up. That's a different man. That's a Medivh in disguise. That's a guy from another
remember that.
world. And really, all it was the same effect we all have if we shave, and we're like, I look like a child. That's what it ended up being. There was never any real revelation about Khadgar. It was just, no, this is what happens when you shave.
Yes. Shave and haircut.
I kind of realized just now when you talked about his haircut that Arthur Morgan in my version of Red Dead looks like Khadgar except with a mustache. Like a big bushy mustache. Like his same haircut where just kind of just goes back, has a fade and everything. I'm just like, oh, this looks good. Kind of familiar. It's cool. Oh, now I want him to cast magic.
Yeah. Why does he keep saying knowledge is power?
His magic is guns.
I mean, are we happy that is how that wound up? It didn't end up being anything bigger? It's probably for the best, right?
Well, I mean, lately it seems as though Blizzard's been kind of like seeding different things and a few expansions at a time, because I mean we're gonna have our reveal that Jaina is a Dreadlord, of course,
Yes.
and so Khadgar is a happy lord. Like, what's the opposite of a Dreadlord?
A anxious lord.
An anxiety lord.
Content
I
lord.
don't know. Oh, I like content lord actually.
Yeah.
Of course, if you're a content lord, do you just like hang out in your home and just watch TV and stuff?
Yes,
He
this
just
is
gets
fine.
home and just goes,
This is a good day.
yes.
Hey, you guys want to come over, hang out, and just hang out?
Champions, this is my domicile. Welcome.
There's beer in the fridge.
I'm going to order us a pizza via magic crystal ball. Get some every time.
Then he sends his little floating head ball thing to the pizza place to order it.
I just want there to be 8 expansions from now. Khadgar does something really evil that super catches everyone off guard. Like, something real bad. Like, maybe murders a child. I don't know, but something bad. Way on the bad scale. Ben, don't laugh when I say murders a child. This was a travesty. Anyway,
Well,
you're supposed
find
to
out-
see it and go, oh! And then
we
he
find
just
out why,
he just
why
reveals-
Vivian's not there.
yes, I've been bad all along. Didn't you
Didn't
notice? I shaved my beard.
And he just leaves that little evil Star Trek soul patch right there. Just the evil goatee.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I would love that. I would love that actually so much so. So okay, of the characters that we have now,
Mhm.
everybody who is the good guy or whatever that we're not exactly super suspicious of, or it turns out to be nothing. Who do you think would be the least likely person to turn on everybody?
Anduin.
Hmm.
I don't think it's the least likely in terms of as a storyteller. If you said, John, who has storytelling, plot armor against turning evil or whatever, I think there's plenty of avenues for Anduin to turn evil. And I think there's cool stories where Anduin turns evil. I think you have a bunch of people who are writing the WoW story right now that are absolutely incapable of having Anduin do anything evil. I don't think it's gonna happen. Because anytime he even dips a toe into morally gray, he goes, ooh, and someone else comes in to make him feel better about it.
Yeah. Crying on the battlefield as he's raising all of his friends.
So I think Anduin is not in-game lore protected from turning evil, but I think external forces knock it out of the way every time it comes up. No! Anduin's going to be a good boy.
Yeah.
What if Christy Golden is actually just playing a very long con here?
If Christy Golden secretly wants Anduin to turn to the dark side, she is a damn good actress. She is doing a fantastic job at hiding that, because I don't think she wants him to turn to the dark side. I think Christy Golden, as an author, like all authors, appreciates the dark side, likes the villains, likes playing around in a little evil pool from time to time, but I don't think she wants to take Anduin over to that pool. I don't think she wants to at all.
Well, but think of it this way, though. We have been being told lately, maybe the light isn't so good and holy as we think it is.
Oh. Like, what if he stays so good he turns bad?
Yeah, what if he goes full on, end of Legion, embrace the light, et cetera, and it's like, oh, I guess it's spoilers for the Magar orcs.
No,
That-
go for it.
Go for it.
Yeah, that whole quest line about how you're going back to alternate Draenor, and you're finding out that, what happens when someone we thought was really cool and all holy and light kind of drinks a little too much of the Kool-Aid, and you get alternate Yrel, who's that's kind of evil, but you're
Oh, but she's doing it for a good
Orc.
cause.
Sure.
Yeah.
But the light.
Embrace the light.
Whether you want to or not.
Ooh.
Oh, you don't need an evil mad face anymore. You just got the voice.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So, but think about that. I mean, especially if we finally touch back on Kalia. I mean, I'm eagerly awaiting Kalia's continuation.
Yeah.
That being said, I would love, and I mean, I had this theory, before Legion started. I thought, okay, what if Varian died and got turned into an undead? Now I am full swinging for let's kill Anduin and turn him into an undead.
Ooh.
Can you imagine him being like right-hand man? Like something happens to Nathanos because no one likes him except for a small select group of people.
I kind of like Nathanos. And maybe it's because now
Have you turned around on it?
yeah, I
Have
kind of
you-
have. And I think where I turned around on Nathanos is back in the day when Sylvanas was just a small part of the Legion story, and you got to see just a little Nathanos and he was a dick. Most people ignored it. I really latched onto it. I was like, this guy super sucks. And I got really mad about it. And everybody I told, I was like, man, Nathanos, right? And people were like, whatever. Why do you care so much? And I was like, he super sucks. And that now we spend more time with him, and now more people are coming around to that thought. More people are like, hey, maybe Nathanos sucks. And now because I'm just like, you all are so late to the party that I'm like, you know what? I'll like Nathanos. I'll show all of you.
I hated it before he was cool.
Yeah.
Man, I didn't think that you were going to be a Nathanos hipster, dude.
He's first of all, he's less of a dick now. He's more on your side. He's like, guys, Sylvanas, right? Like, he's not that he doesn't agree with her. I just get the impression he's tired of being told what to do. He doesn't strike me as a guy who's morally objecting to what's going on so much as a guy who's just morally objecting that he is continually having to do work. And he's just like, champions, I'm so tired. Can I hang out with you for just a little while? No, Nathanos,
let's go on a quest.
You gotta go help the Dark Lady. Can I please just go with you for a little... You want to pick herbs? Let's go pick herbs.
I know where all the anchorweed spawns.
Yes, I've been hoarding them to myself.
Anyway, that's why I've turned around on Nathanos. He just seems tired.
It's funny.
I can relate to that.
It's funny you say that because recently I've actually been getting more annoyed with him. And it's maybe just the constant world quests where he just has this very champions, just a very, it's just like, it's just sarcastic, like he hates saying the word, maybe because he hates when she calls him
He hates saying the word. He never thought you were champions.
Yeah.
He thought he was using air quotes when he called you heroes before, but like a giant speech bubble appeared above his head. And he's like, all right, Dark Lady, I'll take the heroes where you asked me to. Because they're my best friends.
It's probably because of his, new body, who this.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, so he's probably not quite got it figured out. Maybe his toes are going up in quote signs and we're not seeing it.
He's actually doing it. He can't help it. Yeah. He's all, champions, I understand you need to help the Horde. I'll be happy to assist you in any way that I can.
Nathanos, what's going on with those fingers?
Nothing.
Okay, Joey.
He doesn't know how they work. Oh, Nathanos.
He's got bow fingers, that's what it is. Bow fingers.
I don't know. He's all right. It could be, honestly, let me tell you reason number 2 I might like Nathanos.
Okay.
He's the Raven Lord in Heroes of the Storm.
Like, literally, or just the same voice actor?
Both.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay, that works. And he really enjoys, on the Raven map, telling Sylvanas what to do. The tables have turned. Go get my favor.
Now you have to go get a tribute.
Oh, tribute. That's right.
I mean, he says favor. And that's the thing.
Hey, I remembered something from Heroes.
Like, and maybe that just acted as a buffer for me of like, oh, he's a snarky dick. Okay, just like the Raven Lord. Now I get it. Now I'm okay with it. Because I always liked it when he was like, talent. It seems generous. I was like, okay, come on. I'm picking the talent. So now I hear Nathanos and I'm like, oh, it's just that guy. He just doesn't know.
It's cool. I will tell you what I do miss, though, is... So, we're out there, we're doing world quests for, everybody, and we have Talanji talking, we have... That's all I can remember talking. Like
Talanji.
her or the Thanos and stuff. I miss, just kind of going around and all of a sudden have Sylvanas yelling at me to do a world quest.
Champions!
This is the best part about flying around in Legion. Champion, go kill a lions!
You can tell that Sylvanas is actually a very old elf because she uses whatever communication device you use like an old person.
Champion? Champion, you there?
Champions! You don't have to yell, Sylvanas. It's like right in my ear.
Oh, what they need to do is the little pop-up with the picture and everything. They need to have it just on her forehead.
You just see half her ears. This is way too close to the microphone.
Champions? Champions? Champions, are you there?
Champions, tell Nathanos I need to speak with him immediately.
Whoa!
Whoa,
Move your mouth
okay.
away from the mic there, Sylvanas. Oh man. Okay, I really want that now.
Okay, Auntie Sylvanas, we'll tell Nathanos. Tell him the horde also needs milk. Okay.
Oh man. Okay. All right.
I'll tell you who I'm not expecting to go evil. Vera.
Oh, Mira.
Vera.
Vera. Who's Vera?
Vera. Dolly and Dot are my best
Oh no,
friends.
it's Mira.
It's Mira?
Yeah. Trust me, she's my new best friend.
Vera's her evil sister. She already
Is that what it
Yes,
is?
her evil twin
Yes.
who has a
Mira,
mustache.
Yes.
She's like, Dolly and Dot are gonna die. Okay. Slow the cart down, please.
Calm
No.
down here. Calm down.
Dolly and Dot are my best friends, and they're coming for your soul.
Oh. She has her own Dolly and Dot.
I mean,
see.
sure, I would say that's definitely low on my list of expected characters to turn evil, but also...
But, you know, if she did, I'd totally follow her.
And that's where they get you. That's where they get you.
Yeah, I'm not kidding when I say she's my new favorite WoW character. Like, absolutely love her. She's the best in the world.
Like, Darth Vader just needs to be like, join the dark side, we have alpacas.
Well, and if he sang a cute little song, too.
God, Ben.
The dark side is pretty cool. We do magic. Watch this lightning everywhere. It's fun times. Dark side. Dark side are we.
Jesse.
Lightning jazz hands.
That's gonna do it for Azeroth Roundtable tonight.
Oh.
Ben, who would you be surprised if they turned evil? You can
Turtle
you
lady.
can pick a major character like me, or you can pick an odd, like not even secondary or third
Hey now.
dairy character for a real safe bet.
Well, I've got two. First of all, definitely the turtle lady.
Not going
Yes.
evil.
Yeah, she's not gonna
Some
go
might
evil.
argue she's already evil, based upon the dailies she asks you to do.
The cycle of life is cruel.
I would have to say, in all honesty, Talanji. She seems, I mean, granted, now, spoilers for
Ooh.
Dazzlear and stuff, but so now, you know, royalty is basically tied to Bonsomdi.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that she's gonna let that like push her and influence her and everything like that.
That's the thing. I kind of question that. I mean, have you seen the cutscene for the throne room? Okay.
Well, for the throne room, I don't think so.
Have you seen how this raid ends?
No.
Okay.
Well, crap. Apparently, here's Ben trying to stay away from spoilers and sounds like an idiot again.
No,
Hey
no,
guys,
no. It's not
guess
that bad.
what?
Not that
Jaina's never gonna do anything like fly a ship in the sky. Oh.
What do you mean Arthas is gonna die?
No, he won't turn bad. Frostborn's great. It's full of power.
It's what we've never told you all. Ben sounds exactly like Kermit the Frog when we're not recording.
Well, it's only when I'm, predicting things.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
it's
my median voice.
it's a normal conversation until you're like, Ben, do you think it's gonna rain tomorrow? Well, it's hard to say.
I think so, but only about a 30% chance.
Maybe a little in the morning, but it should wear off by the evening.
Yay! Yeah, no, seriously though, God, I don't have an answer now because I'm just wrong.
Wait, were we picking who is or isn't going to the dark side? Isn't, right?
Isn't.
Yeah,
Who are you
isn't.
surprised? Is
Okay, who definitely is going to the dark side then is my question.
That may just
Well,
be just as hard.
let's see. Rastakhan, I mean, he's going to be fine, right? And live through everything.
Yes.
Ben,
It
that
is
was
because-
only funny because you know why.
Thank you for that. Thank you. I mean, is it debatable that Jaina's evil? I mean, she's a raid boss. We don't kill her, but in her mind, she's, going against the Horde, not being like evil.
I think she already had her dark moment. That's the thing. That's why it's less likely she'll go evil.
Hmm. I kind of like to see it go full force, though.
Well, I mean, it depends on what exactly the Horde does, and I guess in the next X-Pack.
She's following the path of her father. I think her father was evil, so...
True. Okay.
In fact, she's even all apologetic about it. Like, that's the most uncomfortable thing for me. Like, I love that song. That song's amazing. That whole Jaina Warbringer cinematic is incredible, but the entire time I'm like, dude, your father sucked.
Oh, you can't tell her that. That's her memory of her father. Don't be
Yeah,
smart for
it's
that.
a wrong memory, because he totally sucked. He super sucked. She's got selective singing memory.
Well, really, it's only after Theramore that her memory just went like, oh, I guess he was right.
Yeah, well, that's not a good thought.
Yeah.
Like, not to pull real world issues in here, but it is a thing we as human beings do. We frequently find tragedy to condone our bad behavior, which is
That's
exactly what Jaina has now done, which is not a positive thing.
Yeah.
So I could see Jaina. She's not going to be my pick, but I think she's a decent pick for who goes evil. But I also see why it's like, well, maybe she already is. It's like why you wouldn't say Sylvanas in this case,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I mean, the thing is, we haven't really had like a real bad, evil, like sorcerer type person since what, Medivh?
Yeah, and actually, that's always a good role. I like the evil magic user trope because they can be so powerful.
Exactly. And I mean, the fact that she actually escapes, during the Horde encounter and everything, her story's obviously not over, which I'm happy about because I love her as a character. I like that she's around. And I mean, even though we joke about her, oh, she's just turned evil, she's a dreadlord, everything like that. I like that they've given her more, presence and like focus because of everything that's happened to her. It's a damn tragedy what happened.
Yeah.
And she's reacting accordingly how she feels is the best way to do it and everything, and I love that. So like having everything like fully drive her evil, though, I don't know if it'll happen with her, but like I said, I am missing that big evil sorcerer.
There are some people that think she's already evil, especially if you're tired of hearing her saying, "You'll go no further."
Oh my god, John,
Freeze!
have you done any of the LFR for Dazzlor?
I hope you don't mind
No.
the cold.
Oh my gosh, if you're Horde, there's one part that's the worst. Like, if you
worst
thought
thing.
trash was bad, this is worse than trash.
What is it?
So, okay, you're running from the gorilla dude to the monk and the mage.
Mm-hmm.
And the entire way, there's like a little bit of trash. So there's like, a couple water elementals and I don't know what else because I'm usually helping everybody else at that point. As you're running, she's constantly casting blizzards along the whole way. She blinks in, casts Frost Nova, blinks out, and like ice things are falling from the sky. And if you happen to be hit by one of, like, if you're standing on the swirly and it hits, then you're like frozen in ice. And the only way to get out of it is if someone comes and like destroys the ice.
Mm-hmm.
And it's constantly happening for way longer than you think it would.
Yes.
Way longer.
Annoyingly
than
so.
you think.
Yeah.
It's
So think of the doorway to the Great Seal, and then like go down and along the. I mean, I know it's not. It doesn't start at the Great Seal, but doorway to the Great Seal, then like down the stairs and around, and like going over to, I don't know, like the trade, the crafting place, like that whole route. Imagine all of that. This happening the entire time.
And you're still fighting ice elementals, and
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that seems like not a great time.
Yeah, especially when you have like anywhere from, I don't know, 10 plus people that you have to worry about and make sure no one gets frozen, and who isn't slowed by a blizzard, who isn't stuck fighting something and then gets frozen. And, oh, it's the worst design.
and then you run in to save those people, then you get stuck, and then it's just
Yeah, when everybody's grouped up and she just pumps in or jumps in, and she'll like Froom, and she's taunting you the entire time with like bad ice puns and stuff. And
Hmm.
Does she say "ice to see you"?
almost?
Does she
it's
say
almost
"chill
that bad.
out"?
It's almost as bad.
Does
It's
she say
almost like
"cool down"?
no.
Does she say
but
take
I
a
does
don't
say
chill
mind
that,
the
pill?
cold.
she does say that you know what killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age.
Does she say "let me set you freeze"?
Oh, that's a good one. That's like kind of going against what she does though, but
She say
I mean,
you
it's just confusing.
you guys running a raid?
Cool.
That
That was a joke for exactly 2 people.
That was an inside joke, Freezy pun.
Anyway, so we should totally do LFR at some point so you can see that.
Yeah, that's. I love that reaction. It's the equivalent of this
Oh, this smells
smells
disgusting."
awful. Smell this.
In fact, smell it in the worst possible container here. Here you go, LFR.
Commit several hours to do this.
Oh man, yeah. So you know what? That's it. I'm saying she's evil.
Okay.
She's because of all the ice taunting. That's what it is. I don't know. I mean, Mew, do you have anyone who you think is definitely heading towards that evil route?
Not so much. I actually kind of the opposite think that Sylvanas will probably save us all.
Oh yeah. I mean, obviously.
No, it's like, I mean,
No,
think about.
I'm not sarcastic.
Yeah, I know.
Obviously.
Yeah. It's like here we are being set up to, fight against the evil that is Sylvana. She's gonna lead the horde into evil, and then we find out, like, 2 patches down. Oh, I guess we are okay now. Thanks, Sylvanas.
I still think just because it would be the cheesy action movie thing, and sometimes I get really excited about cheesy action movie moments. I think Sylvanas dies this expansion. Then, like you said, 2 expansions from now, we found out she was doing something like behind the scenes that was really important. And Anduin is like, his back's up against a corner, and he's like, his armor's all torn up, and Greymane's like lost an eye at this point, and he's like, "My king, what do we do?" And Anduin's like, "We need Sylvanas Windrunner." And everybody goes, "Ah!" and freaks out.
That would be great.
See?
And then they just res her.
Yeah. And then a priest comes up.
I am late forged Sylvanas now.
I would, you know what? That would be pretty cool. I wonder if the whole light undead, if they actually have more feelings, or if they're more connected to life than a normal undead is.
Yeah, they're super sensitive to it. They just watch cat videos all day and cry.
Yeah, like AT&T commercials just set them off. But he came home and then he made coffee for his mom while she was sleeping. I would totally watch that.
Nathanos, tune the YouTube to the dodo. Yes, my queen.
And bring me more tissues. Champion, I need tissues.
Okay, Sylvanas. Go get him.
Oh man, I don't know. And see, we have this whole, old god plot line, just like kind of almost within reach. Like we're just about there. So who knows what the hell's gonna happen at this point? And I find this to be one of the most exciting times in WoW because, okay, Wrath of the Lich King, we know we're gonna fight the Lich King. Cataclysm, okay, we're gonna fight Deathwing. I don't need to tell you the rest of the expansions because we know what happened. I mean, like, okay, Pandaria,
no,
we
go on.
Fight pandas.
Yeah, Pandaria, we farm and then we fight Garrosh. What was that? Warlords of Draenor? Who knows what happened there? Legion, we fight the Legion. Well, with Battle for Azeroth, one of the things that ever since the expansion was announced, we're like, okay, well, what does that actually mean? Are we totally fighting each other the whole time? Is there going to be a third party that we just, team up with and fight together again? Or are we actually fighting for the planet itself to save it? And obviously with Dazzlor, there's the whole, Horde versus Alliance fight happening in the Horde capital. And
Is it really pronounced Dazzalore?
I don't know. That's how I say it. I don't care. So we get through that, and then what's happening? We know that Ashara is part of this whole expansion, but we haven't even touched on it yet. It's like, yeah, okay, there's some Naga hanging out, but that's about it.
The Alliance has touched it a lot more
Oh, really?
in their story. Yeah, there's definitely tons of just, I mean, groundwork that's being laid. You kind of touch on it a little bit when you do the honor-bound stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but you can tell there's something going on near Borealis and that whole region over there in Kultiris. You can tell something set up. I mean, there's that whole weird Cthulhu-looking mountain.
Yeah.
In. I mean, that's where it's probably going to pop up.
Climbing that for the first time sucks, by the way. Like,
Yeah.
oh, there's a flight point up there. Let's go. Ooh.
Yeah. Even more fun if you're doing the little quest that's on that island where you're having to find these evil things, and the more you fight them, the more some kind of insanity thing starts creeping up on you, and you're like, okay, what happens if I go crazy?
Well, you know, the you walk into a room and then your head falls off, or you cast a healing spell and then you die.
I was gonna say you're condemned to run quests on a daily basis, the same quests, and it's all fatty goat steaks.
Oh, except you can't fly yet for some reason. I don't.
How
know.
are you getting up there?
I don't know. I didn't realize.
It teleports you there.
That's the thing, is if you fall off, you just die.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
what happens.
fatty goat
God,
steaks.
fatty goat steak. I haven't thought about that in forever.
I'll never
Yeah.
forget it. Actually, I've been trying to come up with a new username for Origin, and fatty goat
Fatty goat?
steaks might be the front runner at the moment.
How about
You better
Nick
do it right
Fatty?
now. Someone's gonna try to grab it from you.
Yep.
Hey, everybody should go in and name their character Fatty Goat Steaks. The only problem is, like, people will abbreviate it because they won't want to say it the whole time, and they'll just be like, "Hey, Fatty."
Hey,
And be like,
Fatty.
oh, guys, I know, but come on. I'm trying to play Apex as good as everybody else.
Would you prefer fatty goat?
Fatty Goat. Yeah, that's not bad. I wanted to, I don't know. Like, all good usernames are just a combination of, like, weird disassociated words.
Yeah, you know, when my sister signed up, I'm not going to give out what her actual Xbox Live name is, but when she signed up for Xbox Live, like, she tried to get some name or whatever, and then it suggested this weird ass thing. It's like, oh, okay, so that's what she uses now. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to say it, but yeah, it was just weird. And my mom has a weird one from Yahoo when she signed up for like a Yahoo account. Like, random name generators that aren't like fantasy name generators, they get some really weird crap. Like, they grab an adjective and a noun and then stick it together for you.
Well, I thought I had come up with a really good one because apparently when I was, not apparently, I do vaguely remember this, but when I was very little, one of my favorite Dr. Seuss books, when my parents would read to me, was In a People House. And I didn't know it as the book In a People House. I knew it as Cactus Socks. That's what I called it all the time. I was just like, I want to hear Cactus Socks. I want to hear Cactus Socks. And it's because in one panel where it talks about socks, he drew a green sock that was extremely woolly, so it looked like a cactus. And that was what I identified it as. I was like, that's a cactus. That's not a sock. Cactus. Cactus sock. Got it. So I thought, oh, that'd be a great name. I'll do that. I even found a screenshot of that page of the book and got a picture of the sock for an icon and was getting ready to do it. Here's what kept me from doing it. I opened up my folder where I had saved the image, which I had named Cactus Socks. And with a brief moment of dyslexia, misread the word and thought I had porn on my computer and went, I have a virus, there's porn on my computer. And then I went, oh, socks. And then,
Wow.
and then, because of that, I thought, well, this screen name's gonna get mixed up and something's gonna go wrong. We have to go back to the drawing board, everybody.
That might be a good idea, actually.
Oh wow, yeah. You just transplant a seed in S, and it just goes downhill from there.
Yeah, it gets real rough.
Yeah, that's never mind. Anyways,
That would be its WoW character name if they decided to feature it. Guys, I want to introduce you to my friend Sactus Cox.
oh, I thought we still kept the cactus, and I'm like, that's gonna be uncomfortable for everybody.
Oh no, you just swap the letters, see? I'm not trying to be
yes.
vulgar or offensive, I'm just swapping letters.
Yeah, gotcha. So, do you remember what the first like username you made was?
Yes.
What was it?
I'm not gonna say it here.
Do you still use it?
It probably pops up places. It was named
Okay.
after a wrestling thing.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah, definitely don't because you do still use that.
I used one that was named after a wrestling thing. Then I was like, that's dumb. Then I switched it to be named after an anime thing, and then I went, what? And then I switched it to be named after Marvel Comics, and then I was like, nope, that sounds egotistical. And now I just use my made-up last character from my last name from my WoW character.
Yeah, that works.
That's pretty much where I ended up too. Obviously, Mew Cow.
Yeah. Mia, do you still use the first name that you used?
Yeah, and in fact, that's actually what it's funny you talk about that. I'm thinking about because I use it for Origin,
Okay.
and I'm thinking, that doesn't make any sense in Origin. People are seeing that now. I should probably change that to something else because it's really nonsense. So and that's like, well, I could switch. No, Mewcat doesn't make much sense outside of Warcraft, and I've used it anyway. But it's one of those things. It's I definitely like keeping the Mew part. But then there's this problem of this really popular game called Pokemon. I think it is.
Never heard of it.
But that pretty much any combination of Mew and something else is taken.
Yeah, well, you've named yourself after the best Pokemon, so that's what you get. Well,
Apparently.
he's up there. He's in the top 3. One of these days, I'm going to get a Detective Pikachu trailer that shows Slowpoke. It's about time we see Slowpoke in that trailer.
It's true.
Slowpoke is the best Pokemon.
First of all, I'm super stoked for Detective Pikachu. Like, I didn't know that it was something that was missing in my life until I saw that first trailer. I'm like, this is needed.
Yeah. Oh, turns
That's
out
how
I
it is.
needed to see this.
Yeah, like I don't give a crap about the game, and I watched a quick look of the game. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. It's weird that he talks, and then all of a sudden, the trailer hits, and I'm like, this is it.
Guys, I think we should determine our new usernames using the 2-object method, okay? So here's
Okay.
what we're going to do. Close your eyes, then open
Okay.
your eyes, and name the first thing that you see. Then do it again, and then we're going to combine those 2 things to make your new account name. Now, it'll be stolen because these are clearly going to be awesome, and people will hear this and take them. But I still say we try it. So, Ben, you're up first.
Well, I already did the first one because you said do that. and
Oh,
I haven't
okay.
done the
What was
second
your
one
first one?
yet. Well, I was in Canada, and I have a toonie.
Okay, so your first, it's Toonie.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, just look around. First thing you see, open your eyes.
Toonie Falcon.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Because Millennium Falcon.
Yep, Toonie Falcon is pretty good. Mew, you're up. Time to discover your new screen name. Close your eyes, look around. First object you see, go.
Monitor.
Alright, do it again. Try not to look at your monitor. Which,
My name's Monitor.
go ahead and assume would be right in front of you, so don't pick that direction.
Camera.
Monitor camera. Hilarious.
Nah, if I was going to be serious, it'd be Pikachu. Because he's been
Monitor
lurking here.
Pikachu.
Monitor Pikachu. Please, he's out of control. Won't someone monitor Pikachu?
All right, John, stop.
Magnet.
Okay. Okay, and go. Mew, I'll let you do the honors this time.
Stop.
Sweetener.
Magnet sweetener.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
I think we can agree I have the best one.
Yeah, magnet sweetener's pretty
Okay.
good though.
My other option was Sylvanas, so I don't think that would have worked.
So you should just be Pikachu Sylvanas.
This is possibly the most important segment we've ever done on the show.
Yeah.
I'm really glad we took the time on this one.
I think so.
Yes.
I think so.
I expect every other podcast to follow suit.
Yeah, that's what happens. So if you're looking for me, I'm Toonie Falcon.
I just tried it again and I got can router.
I think you should go with Magnet Sweetener.
Can router sounds like a bad porn name. Hey everybody, I'm Can Router.
No, you're just the guy who directs everybody where to go.
Yeah, okay.
Anyways, let's get off of that. Oh, geez. Okay, so I will say the first name that I ever used online because I don't use it anymore and I don't even have access to that email address anymore. But I used to chat a whole bunch on like Yahoo chat rooms because, way into Star Wars and it was getting close to episode 1.
Right.
So I went with Obi-Wan 000.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because I'm
look
like,
at
I
that.
want to be Obi-Wan, and no one's gonna have a 000, so I'm just gonna do that. So boom.
See, actually, now that you mention it, I can't remember what my old AOL and like those early day screen names were. Like the wrestling one I'm thinking of wasn't until later. Like that wasn't until I got away from like AOL and those sorts of places. I don't remember what my original one was.
Cactus sucks.
It probably was something Boba Fett related, I would guess, but I don't know.
Probably. Knowing
Oh.
you, probably.
There was a period of time where I had my own made-up Star Wars ship called the Onslaught, and I may have had the screen name Onslaught for a while.
Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, because guess what? I was a kid wanting to name a ship, so I looked up attack in a thesaurus and found the name of my ship.
Funny enough, that's how you get all your character names these days.
Pretty much, yep. Just get out the thesaurus, then Google it to make sure it's not racist, and then you got a name.
That second part is actually very important these days.
It's more important than you know. You just gotta occasionally you search for something and like Urban Dictionary will teach you real quick it wasn't as cool a name as you thought it was.
Yeah. So, John, do you remember back in our old guild, Pixie Freeze?
Uh-huh.
Do you remember the random name generator name that she got?
No.
Okay, I'll tell you later.
Okay.
Ooh. Sounds juicy.
Yeah. Either that or I'll just toss it in Discord for us. But anyways,
Oh, okay.
so one of the fun things
Oh,
about
that's right. I do remember that. Why can't you say that? You can say that.
No, we're not gonna have everybody
Okay,
start looking that
that's
up.
fair enough.
This is a family-friendly show, John. It's family-friendly. Sorry, everybody at home. I realized that was really mean to me. But anyways,
She got a name, an auto name generated that was I think an anime or manga term,
It's a type of hentai.
a type of hentai where somebody has both parts.
That's yeah. Why
But
are
it was
you-
like
we're
a
moving-
recommended name. Because people are sitting at home going,
know.
I wish they'd tell us,
What is
and we're being
this?
cagey. I
I know,
figured
but
I'd
we're
at
done
least
being
put
cagey.
them...
We're moving forward. Moving forward.
I'd at least give them
Forward.
something to Google if they really wanted to Google it.
Okay, good point. Anyways, so John, I know that now actually when you are creating characters and stuff like that, I know you recycle a lot of names because you delete a lot of characters, and you change their backstories and stuff like that. Like, how do you come up with names for newer characters now if it's a brand new name? Is it the 2-word method and then you make something from it?
No, I usually just sit there saying Here's my full method. I sit there and I go, all right, I need a name for a character that sounds fantasy-like. what's cool, and I'll just start like saying names that sound cool. Like I think I have a character that was called Rydia or something like that at one point. I was like, that sounds cool. That sounds like a fantasy name. You know, you got the DIA there that really helps sell it. You know, that's how Brig came to be, where I was just like
Yeah, Brig,
typing
Brig.
random names, and I was like, Brig. For an orc, that sounds good. Brig. It just sounds like a good name. And then I wanted a girl orc later, so she became Brega, because add an A to the end
Yeah,
of it, and then
totally.
you got it. You did all the work. But yeah, it's basically I just keep saying words until I'm like, that word is fun to say and sounds cool, and then I Google it to make sure it's not awful. And then if that checks out, I try to get the name.
Okay, Mew, do you have any sort of like name generating methods?
Yeah, you say this chuckling because you already know my method. It's pretty much Mew something, but there's a little bit more to it. It's more like, you know, what kind of character am I about to make? Okay, now let's try to throw Mew into it somehow, and that's essentially how I get it. So I've got, like, you know, my warrior was Moody, as in Moody. And then the
Okay,
female
makes sense.
was Muda, just like
See?
John's method.
You had an
Put
A.
on the end.
That's
Add
what you
an A.
do.
We've all taken just enough Spanish to know how this works.
But yeah, it kind of works. Like, you know, for hunters, I kind of thought, well, you know, they're usually after unique pets. They hunt after unique loots. So I kind of think unique. It sounds like, you know, like almost like Monica, but it's unique. So I use that for when I have a hunter, essentially.
Yeah.
And
okay.
you know, just things like that, you know, and then it gets really lame. Like I have, you know, Muladin, so Paladin, because I just couldn't think of a good one. So, you know, but it stuck.
If
And,
someone goes off on you on social media, do you go muted?
oh, that joke gets overused on the AIE podcast. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, the funny thing though is that we've got
brought it
Old
back.
Man Franks in our raid team, and I don't know if we want to share his name or not, but we use a lot of car jokes and puns with him.
Oh,
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
You can say it.
Yeah, so you know he goes by Dakar. He's an awesome guy, and
Dakar.
he kind of hates it when we go off on car puns with him.
yep, having trouble starting the car.
Yeah. Oh man, his time warp didn't go off. Looks like he stalled.
I guess he really broke down on that pole.
No, he just
yeah.
got tired.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we go through like the same probably 15 puns anytime
Yes.
anyone starts it off.
You just have to hear his name basically, and someone will start it. It's just
Yeah.
a thing.
It's fun.
You know, really, it's the greatest pitfall. I mean, it's just like naming a kid. When you decide you want to name your MMO character, it's like, I'm going to hear it a lot, probably, unless you get lucky and you do a podcast and you go by your name and then nobody calls you by your character name, and when they do, you feel weird.
That's pretty good.
But you have to think of, okay, I'm going to hear it a lot. How does it sound? How does it shorten? Does it sound like anything when said out loud?
Then you
Like if your character's name is Shistainsian, you're like, okay, they're going to call me Shistainsian. Uh-oh, it sounds like shit stain. I'm in trouble. That's a pitfall. You need to re-roll that character before you invest too much time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of have a hard time naming characters, sometimes not, because as you know, I absolutely love puns,
Uh-huh.
but then I don't particularly enjoy like blatantly jokey names. So I try to be kind of a little smart about it, but
Let me ask you this, Ben. Did
Yeah.
you always hate the idea of jokey names, or is it my ire for jokey names rubbed off
oh
on
no,
you?
it completely breaks my immersion. So that's one of the reasons why I'm not a fan of it. It's just like I'm not a fan of running around World of Warcraft and seeing like 5 different versions of Legolas or
Yeah.
Sephiroth or something like that. It to me it's the same thing. But sometimes those jokey names are such a good pun that I appreciate them, but I don't like having my own character like that. Like the only real jokey name I have is Lactose, just because.
It kills me. It
it's the
kills
cow.
me
Yeah.
so
I know.
much.
But at the same time, I can't think of a really good name to change it to.
Anything
And-
else?
And a big part of it is that way back when Sarah and I first got together, we ran around on like exactly lookalike Taurens. I was lactose, she was intolerant. So we would like quest together and level together and stuff like that. And
But
since then, she's changed her druid's name and everything like that. So I'm like, okay. And
She
I
grew
I
up,
haven't changed
Ben.
it.
So should
Yeah.
Well-
you.
actually, I think it's more the fact that when she's alone, she's just intolerant.
There's that too. But so sometimes I accidentally stumble onto things which I don't even realize. My paladin's original name was Kaelanon, because I'm like, well, I want something that sounds blood elfish, so I'm like, well, Kael'thas, so I'll kind of take the beginning of that, and then just threw Anon on there because I'm like, oh, why not? And it turns out that's the name from the character from the Looking for Group comic. So not Looking for Group. Shoot. No, it is Looking for Group, isn't it? Yeah, Looking for Group. And so every now and then I go, hey, nice name. I'm like, thanks. Then I'm like, oh, right. So
Yeah.
then so
Yeah.
then she got turned into actually lactose. I changed her into Torrent. Then the only reason that Pandalanya was what she was for so long is because I'm like, it's a panda, but Pandalanya.
Yeah.
And since then I've changed it into something that nobody likes. And
Because nobody knows how to spell it or say it or do
Actually-
anything with it.
Actually, last raid, you might have heard me actually trying to use the name from a regular basis.
I actually did hear that.
Yes.
It was
So
pretty good.
I've heard enough. I've heard it enough from you because you actually have started using your own name. So, like,
Yeah,
actually saying your own name, like
Well, we've gotten too many new people in Raid
Yeah.
for me to feel like Ben needs help. Who's that? I'm like, Shabashi has this. Okay, cool. But I actually went with a naming convention because originally, that was for my my alliance mage. It was Xiao Yushi, and it means little jade, and it was going to be a total RP character and everything like that. She's got the green hair as opposed to anything else. So now I have a monk on alliance side with red hair. The one on horde side has blue hair, and each one means little something of like some sort of precious stone that matches that color, but in Chinese, or at least close enough that it can
At
kinda-
least what Google
Yeah.
will tell you.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
Well,
so-
Google Translate works out pretty well. So.
I got so I have one that I know the origins of it, which is my my Tauren paladin, whose name is Napona. Which
It's such
was
a good name, though. That's the
It
thing.
is a really good name, but it really does come from what it probably you could guess was. I was like, I'm looking at her and I'm just like, what am I gonna name this horse? Even though I know Tauren are not horses, it was just what went through my head, and I thought of Epona from Legend of Zelda, and I was like, all right, I associate that with an animal that's not this animal, but close enough.
Nah.
It's not Epona, Napona.
Nay, I say nay.
But anyway, that's where that comes from. But when you hear it, it does sound like that sounds like a Tauren name, Napona. Like it sounds
Yeah.
like a cool Tauren name. So I that's kind of where mine come from. Is I just sit there saying words that I think sound cool, and then I try to turn them into a name that's unique and still sounds cool.
Oh, that's right. I do still have another name that you hate, but it's just because I love Doctor Who so much that I'm not changing it.
What
My
is it?
shaman is Stormageddon.
Yeah.
Ruler of all he surveys.
Well, what was
Yeah.
the one that we came up with on the show for a shaman that I had for a while?
And it was really good.
Thrundar.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
Thrundar.
what it was, Thrundar.
Oh, that's such a great orc name too.
We've done a few. I know you and I ran around as Dr. Wily and Dr. Light for a while, and quested together as two gnomes, just running around.
I still have this picture somewhere too.
So, I mean, I'm not necessarily opposed to it, but it does... Sometimes you see it and you applaud it. Dexter Worgen was really good. Worgen Freeman, there's a lot of good ones around that. Like, sometimes you see it and you chuckle and you go, that was great. But for anybody, I have a tendency to, come up with stories about the characters and all of that. And so they have to have real names to me. And for them to be, a silly pun or something like that. Or even to the degree, although I really appreciate Christy Golden trying to explain this, The idea that Worgen have secondary names that they've adopted after becoming Worgen, and same with Undead, too, I think. Actually, I don't remember which one she said. I think it was only one. But anyway, it was
Undead,
I
definitely.
think it was the undead.
the idea.
definitely.
Yes, that's what she was talking about in the last book. It makes more sense because you do have so many undead that are like, my name is Tombstonitis. And you're like, your parents named you that before you got turned into a zombie.
Yeah.
My
and-
name's Zombil. And you're
I mean,
like,
Before I turned my rogue into a panda, he was Cadavro.
okay, see, like, yeah,
Yeah.
these future predictive names, like, I couldn't see him becoming a zombie. Strange.
Well, it's
And-
like the Lion King. It's his name is Scar.
I
Yeah.
know his parents named him that, and they were like, well. But
That's all,
maybe
what's
he
this?
got it when he was still, like, maybe he came out of his mother and hit a rock. And they were like,
Yeah, but what about Simba, who's just literally lion?
yeah, well, they're not creative.
You're a lion.
Dog. Come here.
They're making up for the fact that all the kids at the zoo go, look, Mom, a Simba.
Yeah.
Yes. It's the only one that I'll be okay with. Because John knows how much I hate when we go to the zoo and it's, hey, look, it's a Timon.
It's a Timon, Mom.
And then we went to the zoo and someone said, it's a Pumbaa. And I nearly ducked him.
Poor kid.
I hate it. I hate it so much. It's a Rafiki. No, it isn't. And your mother should correct you.
Like, learn the scientific names, damn it. That's what zoos are for. Well, anyways, Mew, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
It has been an absolute pleasure talking about weird, random stuff. Well, as always, pretty much. But until next time we have you on, where can people find you?
Well, on Twitter, for now, it's the Mew Cow with a K. And also Twitch TV is I think it's the Mew Cow as well.
Cool.
And you can find me on Discord all over the place. So feel free to reach out.
Yeah, and also you do a bi-weekly podcast, don't you?
I do. It's called the AIE Podcast. And that is with Tetsemi and Mikala. Tetsemi being our raid leader. Or I guess it would be co-raid leader, or is he the raid leader?
You know
guys
what?
duke it out?
He seems to think that I co-raid lead. So him.
But yeah, that's every 2 weeks, and we talk about all the fun stuff happening in AIE, not just in World of Warcraft, but all over the place.
John, what about you? Where can people find you?
If you want to hear more from me, you can check me out on Twitter. I'll tell you where I'll be, where you can listen to me talk about things, ramble on. I guessed it on the Gamers Inn. That was a lot of fun. Ryan and I talked about Resident Evil 2 a lot, because it's really good. And so you should check that out if you want to hear about Resident Evil 2. Because, yeah, it's a pretty good game. But anyway, I'll tell you about appearances like that on Twitter, at John_Jagger. If you want to hear me talk about video games in general, you should listen to Core, which is a video game podcast about video games.
You know, I gotta say, I enjoy video games. Would I enjoy this show called Core?
Yes,
Okay.
it's got 3 people on it that are well known for talking about video games.
Any
Sometimes
specific games?
Sometimes? Ben? If you
Yes.
want to hear me play Dungeons and Dragons, you should also check out There Will Be Dungeons. That records live every Saturday. You can find out more about that at therewillbedungeons.com. We're probably doing an episode tomorrow. I'm just going to say probably from now on, because the more certain I seem of it, the less likely it happens. But it'll probably be tomorrow, and it should be good. Also, we are going to have an announcement. We're pivoting to video games. No, we are going to have an announcement. It's not hard
Is
to
this-
figure out. If you follow us on Twitter, you've probably
gonna
got a
say-
pretty good guess.
Okay. All I want to know is, was one of those pictures taken in your apartment?
Yeah. Well,
Okay, cool.
maybe not in the apartment. Yeah, somewhere in the apartment. Yeah. And then I took
Okay,
it to work, and then I brought
I
it
just
back to
wasn't
the
sure.
apartment so I could have more tomorrow.
Okay. All right.
So anyway, announcement, therewillbedungeons.com. Check that out. Stand by. Have fun. Roll dice. Ben,
Yes, John.
pivot to video games.
All right, if you want to hear me talk about video games in general, I guested on the Gamers Inn.
Wow.
Actually, John-
Sounds familiar.
Making the round.
Yeah. John, you're on episode 359. I was on 360. We actually just recorded it last night. The newest episode is up with me on it. The old episode with John on it is the one before.
Oh.
Excuse me. We're a vintage episode. Thank you very much.
Vintage, yes.
I
collector's
can't help
item at
it.
this point.
We weren't here last week. Well, we were, but we weren't. I didn't want to like end that real positive, fun show with, and check me out on the Gamers Inn.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. But other than that, you can follow me on Twitter. I am at Ben the Mage. One thing that's really cool, and I actually talked about this on the Gamers Inn, most recent episode, by the way. I've been streaming a whole bunch. I've been playing The Last of Us. That game is really good.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to watch me stream, check out twitch.tv/Ben Bumhofer. That's me. In fact, last night, after doing the Gamers Inn, which is the last episode, check it out.
Some might call it, you know how sometimes you like they do a show and you're like, it's great. And then they do another show that's like the original show and you're like, it didn't really hit the same marks.
It's like the second in a series of 3.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're saying is that my episode would be Empire Strikes Back.
No,
Got it.
not this
Ooh.
scenario.
Anyways, I've been playing The Last of Us and streaming it. It's been a lot of fun. Last night, Nevermore and I did another Ben versus Never. We played Super Mario Party again. I'm not going to tell you who won.
Spoilers.
For the video people.
Yeah, he pointed to himself.
Yeah, but anyway, so I'm also uploading stuff to my YouTube page. Just do a search for me on YouTube, and you can find me there. This show, though, Azeroth Roundtable, you can find us on Twitter. We are at AzerothRT. If you have any questions, comments, want to tell us how you get your name, or who you think is going to be good or evil, you can always email us. Send those to AzerothRoundtable@gmail.com. And, of course, we stream every week, mostly. I mean, it's hard to say that after last week we didn't, but every week. Usually Friday nights at, right now it is at 7 p.m. Pacific. Once the time changes, we'll let you know when we're going to be doing it. But that is at twitch.tv/AzerothRT. And of course, all of our episodes, including this one, can be found on AzerothRoundtable.com, as well as on iTunes and a plethora of other places podcasts are sold.
I
Or
think we
for free.
still get to say every week. We
Yeah,
only
we've
missed.
had something every week.
We've done something every week since the show began. We did it intentionally, skipped one episode.
but we
And I
still had
appreciate
something
it.
on the feed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I personally appreciated it, to tell you the
Oh,
truth.
well, thank you.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad. We didn't get a lot of feedback on it, but I was it was like, all right, well, we'll
Trust
put it
me.
out there and we'll see what happens.
It was better than us talking that night about Eddie's
Probably.
Blizzard.
Probably.
Yes. But other than that, that's all my stuff, John.
Hi, everybody. John here
Hi.
at the end of the
Hi,
show.
John.
Hello.
John.
Hi,
John.
Greetings. Welcome to the end of the show. Congratulations.
Yay!
You made it. You're one of the lucky ones. And as one of the lucky ones, I want to tell you what you can do with that money you're earning with your continuing life on this planet. You can give it to us for some reason. Patreon.com/AzerothRT is where you can become a purveyor of this very podcast. Is that the right word? I don't know.
Yes, sure.
Hey, everybody. We want to thank the Murloc Club, Haster, Jesse O, Jim G, Caleb M, Sash. That's it. You can stop wiggling your heads back and forth. Thank you for being part of the Murloc Club. Ben's going to say this to you. That's Murloc for thank you. You're quality folk.
Yes.
Now, you
if-
can join. I'm sorry.
Go
Did
ahead.
you have something you wanted to say, Ben?
Actually, I thought that you were done. When you're done,
No,
I have
because
something
see,
to
I
say.
thanked the Murloc Club, but I want to still thank all the patrons, and then I want to tell them one more time where to go, because statistically, you get better results if you say it twice, because then it's more likely to stick
Gotcha.
in people's heads.
Gotcha.
Okay. We want to thank everybody who supports us, not just the Murloc Club. Thank you. To everybody who went to patreon.com. Is my internet going bad? Because I've got red bars across Skype right now.
You're coming off great. It's just the video. Just keep going.
Okay. Hey,
It's not Skype. How dare
Yeah.
you call it Skype?
Yes.
whatever
I
it
was saying,
is.
It doesn't like that.
I don't even remember what we're recording on. Give us money. It'll help. Patrons, thank you. Patreon.com/AzerothRT. Patreon.com/AzerothRT. Patreon.com/AzerothRT.
And if you do want to, do something really fun with your Twitch Prime account, you can always throw it our way, because twitch.tv/AzerothRT does offer subscriptions.
Where you get high quality video like this.
Exactly. But with that, Mew, John, thank you. It's been a pleasure talking to you, especially about some really weird stuff and some not so weird stuff.
I hit myself in the nose.
Chat room, you're great as always. And until next time, make sure to be good to each other. Bye, everybody. Yay! And that's where the podcast ends.
Great. Well, it was right when the internet died, so it was perfect.
Yeah, that's what's going on.
Oh
Yeah, I
yeah,
still got
mine's
you guys
turning
as
red
red.
too. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's red for me too. I think it's the server we're connected to. I think US West is just being overwhelmed right now.
That's gotta be. You know what, John? We need to start going to US East.
No,
How do we
There's-
change service?
that
to
is
Victor?
not.
There's a-
That is not a
There's a
solution.
central.
We'll go do central.
Oh God, you guys just disappeared.
Now
totally
we're
for
on
a second.
central. Does it
Whoa,
feel
I
better?
Yes,
I can see you
much.
moving. You're moving. You have movement.
Holy
cow. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe that's the trick. Maybe we should always record on US Central.
Yeah, because but when by the time you're starting, it's already later in the evening, so all the gamers and whatnot have already gone to bed.
Yeah.
I hit myself in the
Oh, I see.
glasses.
Oh, you know
And
what?
I-
In fact,
and I saw that.
let's go to Central Europe next.
Uh-oh.
No, don't do it.
No.
Stop
no,
messing with
no,
Skype.
no.
We're going to Hong Kong.
We abused the powers once. We won't abuse them again.
John, it's not
It's
Skype.
Discord.
Not Skype.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I got
Really?
angry and hung up on everybody.
No, we
Well-
like the way that this show works is we just have fun.
I know. Well, I mean, there's the whole,
Hey, we're
the
back.
whole
We're
fun-
still streaming. Don't say anything weird.
Oh, okay.
John's a duty head.
Ooh, those some fighting words.
No.
Thanks for stopping by, everybody. I hung up on those guys because they were talking shit. We had a wonderful show. Thank you to Mew Cow for stopping by. You were a fantastic guest. Ben, you were a fantastic host as always. Lots of love. He can't hear any of this, so this is just for the chat room and the recording and all of you. I think you're all great. I'm not going to be saying goodbye on the podcast, but that part's already over. We're already done with that. This is just my show now. I hijacked it. They're still talking. I can still see them in Discord. But you know what? Fuck them. I'm not calling them back. No. Ben wants me to come back. I'm not gonna do it. I'm saying goodnight to everybody by myself. Because I'm a big boy who can end a show on his own. I don't need other people. Thank you, everybody. You all have a fantastic weekend. We'll talk to you soon. Goodbye.